Avslutt kringkasting. I think we're live now. We're supposed to be live now.
Check.
But we need to check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Så kan du trykke der nede, og så...
All good?
What's that?
Now we're live.
I think we're live. We should be live, and it's all clear.
Do we need to tell people on Facebook or anything?
Yes. Men vi får ikke sett de da, på en måte.
So are we live on Google Hangouts, or
Ja.
can people join in and interrupt us?
That would be awesome if people can join in with their web cameras.
But I don't know how many it can get up, you know, how many people can join. I know Richard Branson did a Google Hangout, and he had thousands of people on, but they didn't, you know, they couldn't jump in on the questions. But you
Let's
can have
just try this.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's recording now.
Yeah?
I'm streaming. Great. Okay, I'm just gonna share this to Facebook and Twitter, and
Trenger du å høre på programmet, Knut?
Hæ?
Trenger du å høre på programmet?
Uh,
The earplugs, okay.
Ta mikrofonen til munnen, så vi kan se at du...
so how do I find the link?
Is it going to YouTube?
Yeah, I think so.
So your YouTube channel?
I don't know the link. I don't have the link. Knut, how can we find the link?
I'm sending it to...
Your Facebook wall?
I'm sending it to my Facebook wall. I'm sending it to Morten's Facebook wall.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's in your... If you go to the comment field.
Why are you writing it like that?
You're a comment field.
Oh, Brinded.
Yeah, like that. What's his channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it's in your inbox in Facebook.
You gotta subscribe, maybe.
Jeg tror det funker, ass. Direktesending.
Inni at det skulle være så mye enklere.
Ja.
Facebook account. Oh, that's so weird. I just hate.
We can
Right,
see ourselves.
What's weird?
That's so weird.
Hva er det for noe?
We're streaming on YouTube,
Yeah.
on your channel.
Awesome.
Well, you're gonna see it now.
On your channel.
Ah, there's
Det er på Knut sin kanal, da.
so everyone can see
Knut
themselves.
Johannesens YouTube-kanal.
Ah, du sitter med å gå linken nå.
Da driter vi i det.
Det kan bare laste ned MP4 etterpå.
Ja.
Altså.
It's all good, baby. I think we're live. Ja, kan du se hvor mange som ser også? Kan...
Det må vi jo kunne gjøre.
Ok, men da tar Navid headphones av Knut.
Do you wanna...
Ja, snakk om noe med det først.
Ok, testing.
Testing. Testicles.
Yes, guys.
Testicles. And welcome. What? Testing.
Hello.
1, 2, test.
Tom
Testing sound.
And the Osha.
Hello,
John Matrix.
John.
Or maybe like John Matrix.
Hello, my name is Brian Tracy.
Hello.
Papa.
Just putting it on my
Fra meg?
posting it.
Papa. Test. Testing. Rapapapapapap. Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Sett på noe easy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Selvfølgelig. Alright.
Ja,
Ja, jeg synes vi går og starte på nytt igjen.
ok.
Av kringkasting, start kringkasting. Men da er jo linkene litt mer da. Men
Okay, so we're gonna go offline and then online again, and then start the podcast.
Okay, do we need to go offline
Hva sa
or?
du?
får vi ikke bytte linker hvis jeg går opp her.
Kan vi ikke bare kjøre på, da? Det er bare å klippe det etterpå.
Ikke som EU-land.
Hæ?
Da ligger jo alt det fra før av til nå ute.
De siste 5 minuttene? Ja, men det er bare å klippe vekk etterpå.
Det er YouTube. Altså.
All right.
Det er bare jødetuben.
Welcome. Kan du spre og hekk og mekk på Twitt? Welcome, finally, 2.5 hours plus in the making of the technical challenges with this Hakeslepp podcast number 31. Boom! And finally, it seems that it's working. We can see you guys on the big television screen. We can see ourselves. We can talk fluently and we can hear you. The sound is good. The picture is good. I'm happy. Knut's happy. Navid's happy. You're happy.
I'm sad.
Navid's sad. And he's a Kurd.
Yeah. I don't have a country.
All right. For those of you tuning in to this podcast series for the first time, Hakeslepp podcast is a talk, a conversation where we bring in guests who are living an abnormal life, an extraordinary life,
Abnormal.
abnormal, and a life worth sharing and that is inspiring for people, so people can listen to this on their iPhones, on their computers, wherever they are, and get an insights into how you can live a life outside of the box, kind of. Right?
Right.
So if you find this podcast interesting, please share it with your friends. I'm used to saying go into Ustream and press the follow button, but now we're on YouTube. So press whatever share button or write a comment or do something to share this, and we'll be very grateful. Today we are so lucky to have and have been having both Rob and Sylvia here for the last 2 hours. We finally went live. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Can we see them on the big screen? Boom! There we go.
Streaming live from Spain.
How's life, guys?
Good.
Very good.
Do you have your cats with you?
They're
They've
running.
gone away now. It's gone live.
Okay, I can imagine they're coming back
Are they coming
in
back?
the middle of
Yeah.
your big point, right?
Yeah,
They're
they'll
coming back,
crash in here.
harassing you, yeah. Okay, Rob talked at Morten Hake Summit in 2010, and in 2012 I brought you back and also invited Sylvia here. You both did an amazing job.
Amazing. You rocked the house. Everybody was talking about you. It was insane.
Yeah. Sylvia got my sister to cry, and people were coming up to me all the whole weekend talking about how Rob changed their lives. So that was amazing, and I hope you had a great time as well.
We love Norway, so we love coming there. It's good. It was more like a holiday for us because everyone's so friendly, and we laughed our heads off with you guys. You know, we were laughing all the time, weren't we?
I know.
It's kind of like we share the same sort of way. You know, we work on computers and we talk about stuff that, you know, is a little crazy for, you know, normal people. But
Yeah.
you kind of, we had a great time.
Mhm.
Really
Yeah.
good.
We want to come back soon.
And you are.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know you, let's start with the women first. That's what we say here in Norway.
Ladies first.
ladies first. Yeah. Well, I don't. Well, maybe you can tell the story you told at the summit. I don't know, but just to get people an
idea of who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the woman who was physically abused by men in relationship. That's the story I told at the summit. It was just going through 3 abusive relationships and being a mess afterwards. Didn't know what to do, like with my life and with my future. I thought, what if I step into another similar relationship, and the next one I'm not so lucky and he really kills me, because twice I had to fight for my life. And but actually I had met Rob, and he, you know, with his stuff, he never was really normal. So he introduced me in some crazy stuff to that changed my life. Like, what it was breakthrough, just a method to work on your subconscious beliefs. And I worked a lot on that, and it did change my life. And now we're just going to the beach every morning, and we have 2 cats.
when you say you fought for your life, that's literally right.
Yeah, it happened twice. Yeah, just trying to choke me, like putting tightening the arm around my neck, and at the same time covering my nose and my mouth, and just really I had to fight for my life. And the second time, similar, was choking. So second time I just grabbed his nuts and squeezed, and
You go, girl.
Are you serious?
She does that to me when I choke.
You like that, Rob, don't you?
Sorry. Like if there's a bit of gas in the bedroom, she grabs my nuts.
But you say you found some stuff about subconscious beliefs and stuff. How did you find that?
well, first of all, like after those 3 experiences, I did take a look at myself. I kind of thought there must be something wrong with me. Like, of course, it wasn't right what they did, but the first thing was, the cat is running out of
Going nuts.
Jeg liker hvordan Robert ser på katten.
It's cool how you're like looking at him like you're afraid. Like,
His tail's got all bushy. He's full of adrenaline.
What were we talking about again?
Yeah, about looking at myself, like thinking
Yeah.
there must be something wrong with me, and I have to change whatever it is.
Did you do that all the time? Like look at yourself, or did you look at everybody else?
Both. I
Okay.
did since I had my first boyfriend, like 16, I was very jealous, and during the relationship and afterwards, I thought, okay, I must change this. Okay, it's not like I need to find a guy who doesn't go after other women or doesn't flirt or something. I really thought I need to really stop being jealous in order to have a normal and nice relationship.
Okay.
So, but of course, sometimes I did say, you asshole, or you fool. Ah!
This is an action movie interview.
Yeah. Yeah, but like with Breakthrough, this method, I could really, I understood it very quickly. I could accept it really easily, that I had to look at myself and not say, you have to change, or this is wrong with you. And I could really understand why the things that happened to me had happened to me. So
You're a coach, right?
yeah, I'm a coach, like since 2009. It went all quite fast, like
So you don't have like an education in psychology. You just found the self-development area and just jumped 100% in?
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Creds.
I had always all my life, I could easily find like the positive in really shitty situations. It was easy to forgive people and what happened in situations. But yeah, I never studied psychology or anything. I studied fitness economics, but that had more to do with subconscious stuff about my body and how I saw myself. Like I was not confident about my look and my body, and I didn't like myself, like my body and stuff. So there was kind of a way to forcing myself to stay in shape, being a trainer, personal trainer, and kind of it wasn't for the right reasons. Okay, but I could work on all these things after those 3 relationships when I found more powerful stuff to change my life and the lives of others. So it's just developing every day more and more, and it's easier and more fun now because there's not this I don't get into those situations anymore where I need to fight for my life or where I get like
that must have been crazy. Do you feel like you said, well, can you is it like you're just done with that kind of people and that area of life, or can you like how's your can you set yourself in their feet and understand, like someone doing that, could you understand why they're doing it, or like now that you have more knowledge and can look at it from a bird perspective? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, no, I do. I can understand them, and I'm not blaming them. I know that their story, and they had their reasons to do what they did, and their life wasn't easy. Like I know their stories, so it's not. I don't regret getting into a relationship with them. I don't think like I should have done this or should have done that, or they should have done things differently. It just happened, and like nobody had really control over the situations. Just happened. So, and I don't feel any real negative or positive emotions towards them. So, like I could meet them on the street and it would be okay.
Huh. Also, now that you're in this position, where are you headed now? What are your dreams and ambitions?
Well, right now, I'm really, since a few months, I'm just living in the, I don't know how to call it, in the now, just whatever comes, okay, yeah, that's cool, and yeah, let's do that. New opportunities come, and I almost say yes to every opportunity, like with my, like this movie with Jim Carrey. Say yes.
Oh, Yes Man?
Yes Man.
Yeah. Oh, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah. No, yeah, like that. Like my, I have a client. She's now my friend, and then we became business partners just a few months ago. We have a project together, and she just said, "Yeah, I have connections to TV. Let's go on Swedish TV." And I said, "Okay."
Congratulations.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, and things like that. Just I get emails, get approached. Do you want to do whatever little thing like JV or? I said, okay, just try things I've never done before, and just see what happens. I do want to, like my goal is just to bring my website out more, help people transform their lives, and achieve their goals, and just by really making aware that you firstly have to change yourselves in order to change anything around you or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and soon the summit footage are gonna be out, and then you have, and then you can send out that to all your people, and then they will love you even more.
I want to see that. And the
what's that?
The funny thing is, my mom's gonna watch it, and I haven't told her about my 3 relationships in the story. So
that's awesome.
Wow.
With her to see her reaction, it's gonna be funny.
Great way to tell the truth, right? I when I went down in Spain now to visit my parents, we sat down and had a talk, and she was like, "I didn't know how you felt when you were a kid," because she has seen it on videos. Like she's seen videos of me telling about my past. You know, I was like, I felt like I was the communication bridge between my dad and my mom. And she was like, I didn't know that. You know, she got teary and like, you didn't know that. She saw it on YouTube films. I felt so bad because I hadn't like really explicit said that specific thing. So, but it's cool though.
No, I remember when I was like 13, 14, we went on a school trip and like for a weekend. And I was with this group of people who were starting to smoke and drink alcohol and doing these little parties in their rooms. And then, the teachers found out and we got into trouble. And then they made this this school reunion, like to talk about that.
Oh.
And my mom didn't know, so she was invited. And I was sitting in the back, and she was next to this other mother. I was just waiting for her reaction when she would find out what had happened on this school trip. Similar situation. I remember her turning around and like she didn't realize, she couldn't believe.
Oh no, that's horrible. That's great though. It's inspiring. It's inspiring to hear your story because especially when you told it at the summit, it was like you presented it like a fairy tale, kind of, and I know that fairy tales has, you know, normal to have 3 challenges or there's the number 3, so I was like kind of waiting for number 2 and number 3, but when it came to 2, I was like, is there another one? And like, can it really be again? Like, she didn't like. No one deserves that, and can it even like? It just escalated, it became worse and worse, and I was like, this has to be like fiction. This has to be, because I had in my back of my mind like this has to be her, you know. But still, I was like this has to. There has to be some exaggeration here. But yeah, so it was really like a really inspiring, touching story, and seeing you like. And then you having the breakthrough thing in Sweden and having amazing results, and then doing the amazing speech, and just hearing that, you know, you're a bestseller and all the new opportunities coming your way it's totally inspiring. It's insane. It really is, yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Aww.
Hot rocks.
All right, Rob. A lot of my listeners probably know you. Jeg klarer ikke å holde styr på det. A lot of my listeners probably know you a little bit from before, but and I think it's awesome that you worked with the football players, and a lot of my friends do. But why don't you do like the short version of your story as well, so people can build some rapport?
Well. I was working in elite sport, so I was working head of injury prevention and strength conditioning for Chelsea Football Club for 6 years. And during that time, I mean, I was working for a medical team.
Yeah.
So everything was very, everything was science-based. And I was doing a lot of analysis of players and the way they stood and the way they held themselves. If you put a plumb line down, how much weight was on one foot, and what happens if, if they close their eyes? Does that make their posture better and worse? I was looking at purely from a physical point of view.
Yep.
At that time, I also started to study alternative healing modalities, healing technologies like Reiki, body talk, and other stuff, because I started to realize that there was more to life than what science could prove.
Okay.
And I remember I was asking the players, they were standing on balances, so 1 foot on one balance, 1 foot on the other. And I would say to them, okay, when was the best sex you ever had? And you'd see them looking for the memory, and they'd get it, and they go, oh yeah. And their balance would come back, shift back into balance. And then I'd say, and I'd say, what was the worst day of your life? And you'd see their mind track for it, like Google, you know, sort of memory. And then they'd shift even further, like up to 9 kilos on 1 foot of thinking about something. So I would turn to the doctor and I said, wow, you know, did you see that? And the doctor was just like, you know, his eyes just glazed over. It's like, oh, there's no pills involved or injections. So I kind of realized that you know, I was starting to try and bring in stuff that was way beyond what they were ready to accept. So I went to work with a player in Barcelona Football Club. Had great success there, and I was using energetics, energy medicine on him, and I got to the point. In fact, I retired recently from hands-on work, which I've been doing physical hands-on work all my life, is because there was one guy who was at the Morten Hake Summit, and he said, "Rob, can you work on my posture?" So he walked in the hall area. I don't know if anyone of you guys were there. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
He walked and he walked. His kind of head was down and kind of moving, and his right arm was very stiff, and he looked unconfident, right? Like insecure in the way he walked. So he came back and he said, "Can you do something about my body language?" So I went to put my hands to do something physical on him, and then I thought, no, hang on, I'm going to work on the cause, which is that there's a weakness to a thought or a weakness to a memory that he once had that was stored inside of him, and I knew I could shift that instantly. So Navid, you were watching, right? I did a correction. I think I corrected for some resentment towards his father or something like that. It took me 30 seconds, and then he walked, and it was literally different.
Yeah. I saw the difference. I didn't see it when you did it, but I saw the like total difference afterwards when I talked to him.
I realized then, I said, I don't need to, because the physical body, the body language, is a symptom of a cause, right? Of a weakness.
Yeah.
That is pretty much always non-physical, and I can access the information to find where the weakness comes from and instantly shift it, so that your body will instantly change. So pain elimination is easy because pain is pretty much always non-physical. So I can. Sorry, Navid, yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about in the summit that we have immense physical intelligence, right? We were seeing the video clip of the cell, you remember?
Yeah.
It was like, what the flying fuck, what is that?
Yeah, Avatar.
But, yeah, right. And what I don't understand is, if we have such a strong intelligence in our body, why can't the body follow the mind? So if you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the mind is limited to what it's learned in the past, and you know, its beliefs based on its parents, you know, and religion and culture and everything. So you have a set of beliefs, and your mind experiences things through those set of beliefs and perception, and then it distorts it. So you're just a bunch of distorted memories that create who you are now.
Yeah.
So what happens is with people is they think that they are their mind. They, you know, that chattering voice in their head, they think that's them, and it speeds up like a pressure cooker. Like pretty much everyone you walk in the street, they're so in their head. Like if you imagine, you know, like I don't know which cartoon it was, where there's kind of you're a robot and there's a little guy in the head, and then the body is like a machine underneath.
Yeah.
The mind thinks it knows best, and then it gets involved with the body. So let's say you eat some food, and then you go for a walk and you bloated belly. So your mind goes, well, it must be what I ate. But it could be, you could have, someone said something at the dinner table that weakened you. You could see a car drive past, which reminds you of a car crash you had when you were 2.
Oh, okay, okay.
Trillions of
So,
things.
so the body handles it. It's neutral to it, but when when the mind comes in and interferes, everything sort of gets fucked up. Then, am I
Exactly.
right?
The mind will misinterpret, and that will create a weakness in itself.
Yeah.
So people are, you know, and then they'll say, "Oh, I've got gluten intolerance." Then they'll go and do some study, and they'll think it's this, and this. But the mind it cannot ever know why something happens in the physical body. It's way too complex. You get all these experts saying, "Oh yeah, it's thyroid, it's deficiency vitamin B12." But the complexity of the human body can never be, reasoned by the mind. So
That's insane, right? We have this body all our life and we don't understand half of it. We walk around and we don't know what it is. It's like the placebo effect. If we believe it works, it works. And I think I've read something about even though you think it works, that if you think it's a placebo effect, it will still work somehow. I mean, it's so weird.
well, I don't even work with placebo anymore. You know, that's fine. I just work with getting instant results. So, talking about placebo starts to confuse the mind even more. Whereas the mind can be, you just need to get the mind out of the body. So.
What I've seen, and I also talked about it on this podcast earlier, that all the experts, and I'm trying to crack the code of the body and how to train it, how to eat, and to be as healthy as possible. And what I found is the more I dig, the more confused I get. Experts within their field, the same field, with similar amount of years of experience, say the exact opposite thing of each other. I mean, there's complete chaos within the health, fitness, and nutrition world.
It's why people don't want to get into it. I mean, when they get into it, they found like a new universe of conflicting theories. So it's just like, why do it? I'll just go back to pizza.
Yeah, it's misinformation. It's harmful. So the people who get into health, they get even more sick because they're looking outside of themselves for answers when it's just, it's like the washing machine analogy, like or the dishwasher. Everyone's going, why do I have water and foam on the floor? I need to get a mop. Maybe I use a better towel, like a specialist towel, and maybe it's the fungus in the room, or maybe it's the energy of the ley lines, when they just need to look at the washing machine, which is on spin constant, which is creating the foam, which is their mind. Get their mind out of their body, and then get someone or learn themselves how to find where the plug is being pulled out of the back, so to speak. It's literally just look for the everyone has the capability to find their weaknesses and correct them on the spot, so that they never need a doctor or a vitamin pill or anything ever again.
And you, like, a lot of the weaknesses are from the past, right? Or isn't that what you're working with, Sylvia? Like beliefs coming from...
Yeah, especially what you said before about health and fitness, because I work there since many years, and now with my Spanish website, I talk a lot about that, like keep your mind open, don't go for only this diet or only that diet, start here, start in your working on your mind and your beliefs, because when you change that, you can eat whatever you want. That's how I started. I was always very like no carbs and no cookies, no nothing, just salads and meat and healthy, and it was such a struggle to keep in shape. And then I gained actually 10 kilos, and I tried.
Because of the stress?
No, that was like after the third relationship. It was like relief of I'm not gonna do anything. I worked less. I worked out less. I ate more, and then I gained like in 1 year about 10 kilos. And I tried to bring it down, and it didn't work. And then I just stopped working out. I stopped dieting, and I kept the weight. And then I started working more and more on my beliefs, and it was just the weight was going down. It was easy, and yeah, like now I work out sometimes once a week, sometimes 4 times a week. Sometimes I eat tons of chocolate and pizza and bread. Sometimes I eat less and more healthy, but I'm not. I do have. Yeah, exactly. I do have sometimes like a thought like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat the chocolate now because it's going to make me fat. But you know, there are people who eat chocolate all their lives and pasta and pizza, and they're slim in shape. And that's what I teach on my website, that you need to work on this first, and the rest will follow really easily and automatically, and you will have like results that stay. You know, not just do a diet, crash diet for 2 weeks, and then you gain back the weight. So when you don't believe subconsciously that something makes you fat, it won't make you fat. And yeah, I'm really happy now. Like I can see much better that I'm in shape, that I eat whatever. I don't have cravings anymore like I used to have because I worked on my mind.
So let me get this straight, because some part of my brain is saying, oh yes, now I can eat what the hell I want, and the other part of my brain is saying, no, you can't do that, you can't. So okay, so it's not what I put in my body, it's what I believe about what I put in my body?
Exactly.
How is that even possible?
I remember Rob saying at the summit, like, well, eat a burger and then make yourself strong to it. And I thought about it every time I eaten a burger after that. I was like, boom, I'm eating a burger.
You need to be strong too. Yeah. You're either strong or weak to something, like binary 1 or 0. So you're either strong to something or weak. So you eat a burger, if you're strong to it, it doesn't have a weakening effect on you. If you're neutral to it, like, but if you're weak to it, you know, if you eat the burger and then you're like, you know, you have a thought like, I shouldn't eat this, or this is bad for me, or this has got fat in it, whatever, and your energy drops, then you're in trouble, right? So when we worked with people, we teach them how to become strong, and this works with money, earning money as well. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is neutrality is, you know, it's not about being positive. You know, oh, you need to be positive about money. You need to be no, you need to be neutral. Like no charge either way.
Why is the neutral best the best choice? Is because if you believe in the extreme side of the contrast, you automatically believe about the other side of the contrast?
Yeah, it's both. I mean, they're both always gonna be there. You can't, even if you don't like the negative side, even if you push it down and push it away, it's not gonna disappear. Okay. And sometimes you're gonna eat a lot. Sometimes you're gonna eat little. Sometimes you eat healthy. Sometimes unhealthy. The thing is, these labels is what the problem is. If you label this as positive and this as negative, and if you, for example, the true you, like let's say your soul, is like all these beliefs are covering your soul, and if you took them away, no beliefs, no judgment, you would do anything. If you saw somebody hit by a car, there was no belief, like, oh my God, I don't know if it was or your dog or something, you know, it was just, that's what's happening. There's no judgment. There's no,
because you don't have any past reference of that event. Is you're
being positive or negative.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you eat a burger for the first time in your life, okay, then you don't know, you don't think, children don't think about, oh, I can't eat this because it's going to make me fat. Like, there are girls that, like 6-year-olds that already think like that, but it's because they see their mother dieting all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, but like little children, they don't identify with their body yet. They just, you know, they go like cats. They chase their tail. You know, that sometimes they think, oh, there's a stream, and they just run after their tail. They don't identify with their body, and that's what, you know, they still have this physical intelligence. The mind doesn't get in their way with the body because they don't identify with the body. And we do, like, everything's energy, okay? We know a woman who did meditation for hours and hours a day until she could see through the walls. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's all energy.
Yeah, she was like.
But you think it's a physical, you know, body, and there are limits to it. There's just this body, and these are the rules. The mind makes up the rules.
When you say that, I can't accept it. It's I mean, it's, or I wouldn't say I can't accept it, but every time I talk to you guys, I try to find some kind of tangible reason for it.
Yeah, what I'm experiencing is that I'm fully understanding what you're saying, and it seems so logical, but I don't allow it. No.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you can't just go like, okay, I'm going to stop believing in that now, because it's much deeper. And breakthrough, we find these deep beliefs, but it takes an hour, and we work like on one issue, and we take out sometimes 5, sometimes 10 beliefs, and once you can see them, once the root cause is found, you can let go, and it won't bother you again. And with the Chinese energetics, it's even faster. So if you go into that.
Yeah, just like with energetics or shifting energy, you can try and do things with your mind. Now that you're saying your mind, right? Your mind can't change anything. So you're either strong or weak to something.
Okay.
So you need to use you need to shift that weak energy to strong, and then whatever you have a problem with will instantly change, and then you no longer becomes a problem. But if you try and use your mind can never work out. It always will come up with more answers, more questions. It's the way it's set up. So you have to learn to use your mind for a split second, then come back into your body and feel if it's strong or weak. So you say, you know, if you're talking like extreme mastery, you'll be able to say, okay, do I need to take that street or this street to walk down? You come back into your body, but for pain relief or whatever, you use your mind very quickly, because otherwise the mind will sabotage you.
Exactly, and that's what I'm thinking that I'm doing right now. It's like, okay, I'm trying to mentally figure out this thing and look for ways I can jump over it or figure it out with my mind, sort of. Okay.
So you're weak to not knowing, right? So just correct that. Well, I just corrected that.
He's doing it again.
And then you just want to be more neutral. So just correct you for being more mindless, spiritless, and empty. Okay, and then just speed up your perception so you can sense it, you can see that.
Sure.
Okay.
Lovely.
For me, it's like the proofs speak for itself, because when you came here for the summit talking, I had my knees hurt, both of them, and I looked forward to you working with them, because I expected you to work hands-on and to somehow, you know, massage my knees or whatever while I'm walking or something, and then I talked to you, and then you did your thing, and like within 10 minutes, first I was like, no, and then you continued, and like 5 minutes after, I had no pain in my knees. I had no pain in my knees, and I still don't have any pain in my knees, and that makes absolute no sense at all. I could never, like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense, but my knees doesn't hurt anymore. And then Mats came and talked about his experience. And then the woman came to the summit wearing crutches and walked on a fucking mountain trip the day after, walking without the crutches. And then who else was it again?
Probably everybody, because I was hearing everybody going.
You Björnar talked to
That's
me,
right.
around to me,
That's right.
and so many people. And then I just accepted. Okay.
Well, I was working with a guy in London, South Kensington, in this very wealthy guy in a Lebanese restaurant. So
Yeah.
he sat down and he was going to take me to his posh flat. And I said, well, why don't we just go and have coffee? And he said, but I need to put my shorts on. I go, no, I don't touch you. So he went and sat and he was like, okay. And I worked on him for an hour. And then there was this lady reading her sheet music next to me. And I said, okay, let's go, time to go. And she stopped me and said, I'm sorry, I was eavesdropping on your conversation. My lifelong jaw pain is gone and my shoulder is no longer hurting. Because I was doing corrections on him and she was, it was crazy. And the guy, I mean, what a test. You know, he probably thought I paid her to sit there, but it was crazy. So she took my card. And, but Sylvia, like the other day, I wanted my right shoulder was a bit dropped. So I kind of was told when I was young I had scoliosis, it broke my back and stuff.
You were told you had scoliosis?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I've constantly studied to try and find out why I have so much pain in my body. I no longer have any pain in my body. And my right shoulder was dropped and Sylvia was lying in bed reading. And I said, Sylvia, can you just work on my scoliosis? And she was like, okay, and okay, emotional. And then it just corrected. So it was like visible right shoulder was lower. And then 3 minutes, my scoliosis was gone.
That's fucking insane.
Because this is the cause. We're not, it's a key. Instantly find the reason why, that something, you find the weakness, where it's coming from. When you change...
The mental, the emotional mental.
Yeah, mental, emotional, spiritual. The moment you correct it, instantly the symptom disappears. Okay?
Well, what I'm curious about is you were doing something with me and my friend during the pause at the summit, and you asked me, okay, so is it something specific you want to work on, or should I just go? And I told you to just go, and you basically you just began telling me about my problems. Some of them which I really think about, and you just how can I explain it? You just drew it out of thin air. Well, what is that? Well, you did it with my friend as well.
Yeah, it's
like you know him personally. I mean,
I remember the first time, 2010, you took at my right arm and pinpointed my father issue, or like my weakness to my dad, and I'm like,
well, what is that? I mean, you didn't even touch me, so what?
Stalker.
Yeah, I stalk.
He's a stalker.
I go through your rubbish. No, yeah, I mean, I can access information, so to access information like that, you need a feeling, to have very sensitive feeling of strong or weak, that gives you a yes or a no. So inside my body, I feel strong or weak, which is telling me yes or no. So it's a guidance system, right? Okay. Then my perception has always been high from a little kid. I was constantly seeing patterns in movement.
Is that the same as intuition?
No, intuition is where you get in sort of something that's not really out of the sense, like extra sense.
Okay.
Well, enhanced sense perception, something like that.
Okay, it's
okay.
And so you combine that as a triad. So feeling, perception, and intuition, and you get insight, and that's like accessing the correct answer.
Okay.
So I'm doing a course at the moment. Maybe some of the guys are on the listening now. Hey guys, and I was like getting a guy in Texas working with a guy some other part of America, the Norwegian guys, all on audio, deleting each other's pain, and they were doing it live on the call in one. So when I come over for the workshop,
Yeah.
I'm going to be teaching. Well, we're both going to be teaching exactly how to access that information, and so that you can delete pain on the spot. But also, you know, if you've got a problem with women, or like, let's say you're in a bar and you see a girl and you can't go up to her, instead of calling it approach anxiety and then psyching yourself up and you just, you can find where the weakness is that's stopping you from approaching. You correct it, and then you
make
will
them strong, yeah, and or make them neutral.
Strong, neutral, yeah, and then they'll naturally approach.
Or like with business, if you have a business or anybody who wants to work, like, it was so funny. I was writing a few weeks ago. I was writing down like what I need to earn, which expenses I have. You know, I did 2 columns, and then I need so much, and I need, like, you know, the client or something. I put it all in, and how much salary I want to pay myself. Yeah. And it was today
you worked.
I worked on that. And then I went through my notepad and I found this page and I looked through it. It was exactly on the cent, the numbers I had written down, what I'm earning this month. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really. It was like really on the cent.
Yeah, with money, it is, you know, you work on, like, I've been doing law of attraction. You know, I've put videos out on that. I've done that, you know, because I test things, right? You know, it's no point just telling what other people have said. We did them, like Anthony Robbins. We did every day, 100% for 3 months.
Okay.
Every day, you know, chanting and all that stuff.
I remember you also tested. You said you tested the Tim Ferriss 4-hour work body. No, 4-hour body.
Yeah, 3 months. Yeah.
For 3 months, the whole thing.
Didn't work for me. So that made me realize, you know, again, it made me look until I've kind of, for me, I've found the answer to weight loss, to money, because the moment, like quite a few, almost a year now, I found this kind of the key, like the missing jigsaw puzzle in, because I think about this obsessively, right? All I think about my life, and I've been looking for this piece, and when I found it, I immediately got rid of my back pain in like 3 seconds, and I couldn't believe it. Like you said with your knees, I was doing everything. I remember I shouted to Sylvia, I said, I can't, I've got rid of my back pain. Like, that's over 20 years of searching for this, and I did it. It was like, holy shit. You know?
That must have been an even bigger feeling than when I had, but that's what I felt, what you're describing there. Because I've always been teasing my sisters and my mom, like they have been, you know, buying crystal stones and talking about energy and tarot cards and all that crap, and I've always been teasing them about it, and it's like when you fixed my knees, it's like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
It's a game changer, basically.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like,
it's like you know, tarot cards and crystals. I've done it all, like pendulum, you know, the dowsing. I've done everything. It's just that's like I was going to say, well, I'm looking for a good analogy. It's literally, when I use this, the other thing makes you feel good, kind of makes you feel a little bit better. This deletes instantly. And you've seen it, right?
Well, I've seen it. I mean, it convinced me. You know, I mean.
But it's, you know, talking about it, it's, you just do it, don't you?
Yeah.
Results, and if someone doesn't believe, then you take their pain away.
Exactly, and then that was the cool thing, because so many, like, there's so many alternative. The reason I said crap earlier is because there's so much gibberish and manipulative rubbish out there. There's psychic people who are not psychic, or whatever. There's so many people and there might be people doing real good and making change and all sorts of. But I have so many references from so much crap within the alternative world. Anyways, the cool thing that you said
Not only alternative.
was that.
Not only alternative.
No, exactly. So that's the cool thing when you said you don't. I said, well, and then you said you don't have to believe in it. You don't have to. I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to believe in it. I'll fix your knees anyway. You know. And that's.
I've become that's something that for many years I was constantly like fighting with, because I was looking for information outside of myself, like looking in the wrong direction, right? Like everyone's doing. And it was always like people would argue, and then you'd have to try and argue with your information.
Oh yeah.
It's never right? So all these health experts, they say, oh, this is the truth, this is the truth. And now someone comes to me and says, this is, in the Norway Summit, or people online or whatever, they just say, I don't believe that, and just go, fine, okay, let me show you the results. It's all that matters. It's no talking. There's people talk too much.
It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because if you don't have pain, emotion, physical, you're happy. But if you keep thinking, no, that doesn't work, this is the way to go, like this is right, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, do you want to be right or do you want to be fixed? If you want to be fixed, shut your mouth and you get to the point where you don't. I love working with people, but when you get someone who, I had a guy, one of the guys that was a game changer for me, had his arms crossed on Skype saying, I don't believe this. I don't believe it's the same. I don't believe it. Worked with him for an hour. He had a debilitating back condition, crippled almost, was going in for spinal surgery.
Okay.
Working on him, nothing. It was a real, it also taught me a lot about the mind. I've got the MRIs, he said. I've got the X-rays. I've got them in front of me, Rob. You're a nice guy, but this isn't working. So the next day he wakes up, no more pain.
No.
Now he's playing golf. Yeah, he sends everyone to me. He doesn't know how it worked, but he's the guy that sends me everyone he knows. His mom and he's a top guy.
What was the thing he had?
He had, the doctor said he had like a broken lumbar spine, like arthritis, disintegration of the spine, disc bulges, and he had surgery booked for 6 weeks' time. And his biggest problem after that was whether not to lose his place for surgery, right?
Yeah.
He cancelled it. He's never had it. He's playing golf. He's playing golf today. He had to retire from golf. And what the funny thing was, he couldn't tell me that he was better. Someone else someone said, oh, you did a really good job with him. I said, why? He never told me. And it's a funny thing. Some people...
Why is that?
I don't know.
Can't admit.
Yeah, well, I fixed another guy. He had chronic knee problems.
Yeah.
And the next week he said, I'm disappointed. It's not any different, da 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 da.
Yeah.
I was like, did a little bit more on him, and then never heard anything from him again. And then someone else told me, oh, he's got no more pain. He's completely pain-free. And he never told me, which was weird. And then he had surgery anyway.
What? Why would you have surgery without pain?
Well, sometimes people have karma to have that surgery because of stuff maybe they did before. There's things that we don't understand. So, but that's fine as long as he's strong to the operation, and so he heals quickly afterwards.
You do sessions on Skype and over email?
Yeah, I do. Email is amazing. I never thought it would be, but if someone writes me an email, well,
I did. Yeah.
And good.
Good.
Yeah, it's sort of you can feel the weaknesses in the words.
Yeah.
The words that they use start showing it again and again, and so it's sort of all there. Or we'll do. Sylvia works through Skype as well. So we both we wanted to set up a lifestyle so we could work anywhere in the world.
Yep.
And this works really well through Skype. I worked with a guy in Australia, Sydney, the other night, and he'd seen me on a YouTube video. So it was kind of weird how he saw a YouTube video, booked a session with me, and then he was saying, "Yeah, I got a lot of neck pain," and I just went sting, and his head went, and he went, "Oh!" Like in Sydney, I was like, "Oh man, that's so cool," and he was like, "Holy shit, man!" That was a bad Australian accent. And he was like,
Oi, holy shit, man.
Good day, mate. And he had a weakness for criticism and always wanted to be right. Right?
Say again, he had a weakness to criticism?
Yeah, okay.
Because he always wanted to be right?
Yeah, so his right was blocked.
Like literally, like
turning his head to the right.
Turning his head to the right because he wanted to be right.
Yeah, so I strengthened. So I work with this.
This is.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. So, but
Holy shit.
It just works otherwise. But you experience it and then you see. So,
but that's a cool new perspective on look when you're coaching. Doing thing written, because you're basically when you're talking about problems, you're always writing or telling about your problems, but it's so hard to see for yourself.
Yeah.
So when you see it over email, you just basically, it's a recipe for the problem basically.
Yeah, they give you everything.
Yeah.
So if I have a problem, I can do it myself, but sometimes I go, Sylvia, can you just delete this? We have the weirdest relationship.
I prefer him doing it myself. Like,
say again?
If I have a problem with something, I prefer telling him so he works on me, and he asks me sometimes to work on his stuff.
But it's
the best relationship ever.
That requires total honesty all the time. I mean, that's great.
Well, yeah, she can't hide. But I have no judgment because it's coming from a weakness, and then I correct it, and she's no longer the same person, right? So it's not her; it's a weakness.
Yeah. Okay.
So if Sylvia is annoyed, I have to look at myself. Like if I'm annoyed with Sylvia, it's always me.
Yeah.
I look at myself and then correct it, and then I go up to her and go, "I'm sorry," right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like you talked about, the scar in your hand, and you're high-fiving people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's always mirroring.
And you can work on your kids, your parents. You don't need to be there. You don't need to ask permission. So you can work on your friends. You can work on your cats. Yeah, you can work on anything. Okay, this is a bit weird, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I was in London and I was wandering along, waiting to meet some people, and I went to Buckingham Palace. Yeah. And I put the image on Facebook, and there was lots of pigeons, right? And there was this pigeon over by a step, and it couldn't walk. And
where's this getting?
Yeah, it had a broken wing, like. Just one wing was out like that, and people were walking past, they couldn't get away, and it was just in a corner. So I looked here and went, oh, that's sad. And then I thought, hang on a second, let's test this, like a bit, And so I started to go, where's the weakness, right? So it was, there was a physical weakness in the opposite wing, and then independent motion and other stuff. And on my mother's life, it took off. It is not. So,
well, Brinded, you're probably the best human being in the world.
No, but everyone can do this.
You even look at
you just qualified.
That's maybe not the best, but top 10. Let's just say that.
I have no words.
But hey, Navid, imagine what would happen if everyone on the planet had this.
It would be.
Yeah, it makes you think, eh?
Yeah.
And can everyone learn?
Of course they can,
Okay.
if they want.
Exactly. But you got to. So if you're very much in your head, there are people who are very in their head and they find it difficult to get in touch with their body, right? Which is a problem, and they know it. So they might need to, get a little bit more in touch with their body to feel the strong or weak. But that takes like a couple of sessions. But I've taught, I'm teaching 2 groups at the moment. Sylvia's has a slightly different way of feeling it than me, but yours is great because I can tell when she's got the right answer.
Or we work, or let's say we work on me, okay? And then we say, is it this? Is it that? And like 95% of the time, we feel the same if it's weak or strong.
Yes or no?
Really, yeah. So is it physical? Is it non-physical?
When at the workshop here in Norway, can we I want to test that out? Can we learn? Can we get to a point where me and Navid is like we'll have the same answers? Like if we have a sheet of paper and have 90%, 95% correct, same answers without seeing each other's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Dealio.
Because you're either strong or weak to something.
And you'll teach us how to look for that and how to find the answer.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to
Yeah, we do.
Navid, you're clever guys. And Navid, I remember you talking to me about coaching and how you can pick up the information. I remember your questions as being very pertinent and probing.
What's pertinent and probing? What's the words? I don't know.
Like really
digging for an answer.
Okay.
I was trying to pick his brain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a binary computer, really simple, strong or weak. When you pick up that strong or weak, it's I do this all the time, so I'm very sensitive and quick, and so it's just a question of practice. And then when you do feel strong or weak, you never have to answer someone. So say you ask me a question, you say da 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 da, and I'll just go, I'll hear for the weakness, correct you, and then say, and now the question, and they'll go, oh. No, I don't need to ask it anymore because we all have the information within us. Everyone has it. They just have to peel off the shit.
Exactly, because every time I was trying to pick your brain, I was experiencing that I didn't get the answer that I wanted, but the problem inside of me was gone.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
feeling good.
right? You didn't need to ask that.
Yeah.
So, for people who are struggling with anxiety, let's say, a lot of people like confidence. Are you all right there?
I noticed in him looking me deep into the eyes a couple of minutes ago.
Say anxiety with work, with life. I was that person for all my life. And I remember doing Anthony Robbins, and I remember 2 years ago, still like doing the Morten Hake summit, and I loved being on stage. I wasn't worried at all, but I still had anxiety in my life. I'd wake up, going, shit, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I'm worried about what people think, and I was very sensitive to other people and criticism and everything. And I thought I will never be able to get over that. I always remember all my life thinking, like deep down, I don't think that will change, unfortunately. And now
a lot of people think like that.
I do.
They think that yes, I can, but really deep down,
I don't think they believe.
Change.
No, but you can. And all the the marketing guys, you can change. And Anthony Robbins, like, yeah, let's walk through fire and everything. No, that's kind of a very old technology to try and peel away some stuff, and like, but you're using like passion and motivation to try and break through. No, you just do a correction to your midline.
Yeah, it's like with the reprogramming and affirmations, and you're just putting more and more. You know, it's not instead of those beliefs, I want those that positive beliefs to cover the negative, and hypnosis, reprogram, but it's just adding, and this can sometimes be the problem. The best thing is if you just take those beliefs away and you don't give a shit about if it's good or bad, what's happening, then where's the problem? But people think, I need that to be happy. But sometimes when you don't have the belief that this is going to make me happy, you're fine. It's just the beliefs that are...
And we're using our minds now, aren't we?
Yes.
This is information. So we're just adding. So let's just delete all misinformation from that everyone's got from this call. Let's delete it down 0 minus infinity. Okay, that's correction for everyone on the call who's listening. And when when you have this technology, which we all have, and you can use it, well, you never need another guru, do you? You don't. I don't read anymore, really. I just, if I want an answer, I'll look inside of myself. And then if I don't do something, I correct the weakness that's holding me back, and then I do it. You've seen, like, on business-wise, the work, it's ridiculous. Like, my business is like, I'm putting my prices up to something I'd never thought I'd ever charge. And
January, right?
Yeah. Maybe
December.
Yeah. So if anyone's listening, I won't be doing 1 hour sessions anymore. Like working for 1 hour of my time, I'll be doing packages of a month or 2 months. So my point being is, I struggled all my life with money.
Yeah.
The moment I started using this on becoming neutral to money, 2 days later, out of the blue, a footballer called me, asked me to work with him on an island in his luxury mansion for 2 weeks, cash. Yeah, just it was unbelievable. I did the class. I've got a men's class and a women's class running at the moment, and I did some work on the men's class, just to disentangle myself from any blockages to me filling the class. So I just did it for the men's class. So I filled my men's class up, and then the women's I didn't do it for, and I didn't fill it up. So it's kind of like you can really change your life, and not in a controlling way. It's like you turn your boat around, you go downstream with it.
Just things come and just easier, and
you don't have to do Abraham, like Abraham Hicks. Yeah, like I've done that. I've read everything there is. I listened to hypnosis every night for months.
Oh, me too.
Didn't do anything, right? But I was all the time thinking, Rob, think positive. Think good thoughts. Okay, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire. I did that for 2 years. Didn't work. And then I did this, and then 2 days later, just my whole life's turned around from this. So that's why I want to. I'm coming to Norway, and we're both going to be. What we share, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 days of me and Sylvia just emptying the technique and the method, and then you'll be able to go away after the 2 days, and that's it for life. Maybe you want to practice and it's like learning to write. Afterwards you can make it fancy, right?
Yeah.
You become quicker and stronger and more. But after the 2 days, you'll have everything you need to keep your family healthy, you healthy, get rid of all your fears, delete any blockages to what you want in life. And it sounds unbelievable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine.
Well, yeah, right. If it's unbelievable, fine, test it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Test it.
So I can actually use this technology on my clients as well then.
100%.
Anyone.
And there's money back guarantee, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, is it too good to be true, but not too good. It's just
It's just good.
It's just good. Good.
What
Cheers.
are beside all of this this world-changing offering piece of technology, well, what are you doing in your hobby?
This is my hobby.
This is your hobby.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I do this, and I, you know, I like helping people like change their body language and stuff. You know, like, but this is my hobby. What about you?
Well, it's not a real hobby. I just love going to the beach. I went every morning, have a
You
workout.
every morning at the beach?
Yeah, as I said, sometimes once a week, sometimes 5 times a week.
I want to come down and visit you guys. I know I've been saying it for a long time, but
I like coffee. That's
like
my
coffee.
hobby.
What? He likes coffee.
Yeah, that's another hobby, just sitting and having nice coffee.
No, it's really like I love my work, and that's the great thing. Like we can decide what we do every day and when and for how long. And
When you wake up, when you go to bed.
yeah, and like I love creating things, and I do it for others. I do it for myself, and like really 90%, 95% of what I do is really just things that I enjoy. So I don't miss too much like days off, free time, or hobbies, because I really enjoy what I'm doing. Like I'm asking friends to help them with their stuff, which I enjoy doing. So.
Wow. I know, from my experience, I know that I can appreciate good, or I don't know compared to others, but I know that I appreciate good stuff also because of the challenging stuff I've experienced. And has to be relevant, or I can imagine it'll be very relevant to your situation, coming from a very destructive relationship and now just doing 95% of the things you love all the time, no?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like the journey, right? Everyone's got, you know, like if I was to do my sales video, right, it would be, I've struggled all my life with pain and family illness, like a lot. And I searched for the thing that could take that away. And I thought I'd never find it. But I have. And like, just for everyone who's listening, like everyone's looking for their purpose and passion, right, in life. But that's the problem, right, is you when you use the word passion, it doesn't mean anything. Like if I don't need passion to do what I do it because I'm aligned with it, and it's just there's no weaknesses. So I just wake up and I have my coffee, and then I start working, and I work on people's emails, and I love it. There's no need for passion. But if a lot of the guys, especially in Norway that I worked with, they're like, I don't know what my passion is, and I need to delete that word and like misinformation around passion, because it puts it out of reach. It's like they think that passion is this thing, it's the mind again, and they lose their way. Passion's right inside of them. They just need to.
It's already there, right?
Yeah, they're already there, but they're layered with the mind that's going, oh, you need to get this passion.
Yeah.
You know, like Anthony Robbins, passion, and you need passion in your life. That's just misinformation.
Talking so much about Anthony Robbins.
Yeah, but I think Anthony Robbins is a cool guy, and I'm sure he's doing amazing, different stuff right now than 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that his stuff doesn't work. It works for some people, for others it doesn't. But the good thing about this is it works for everyone.
Yeah.
It's a new technology, and everyone has it inside. So, for anyone who's on the call that is looking for their purpose, well, they need to be strong to their purpose, and strongly neutral that they find it. Then if they're like worried that they won't find their purpose, and that can be corrected in a second.
That's something that you corrected me with money or finances, and that's completely. I mean, it's totally different. I'm completely neutral, and I don't worry about money. We had this did this budget the other day, and there's no worries. It's just I mean, there's a lot of money, and I mean, there's a lot of expenses, but there's a lot of money, and there's gonna be more money. It's just a different. It's not like yeah, it's just neutral, like you're saying, neutral.
And people, when I remember like years ago when Abraham, people would say, like Byron Katie would
Yep.
say, you know, you got to give up your hope, like don't try and be rich, like be new. She was kind of saying, do the turnaround so that it's not so important to you.
Yeah.
And that worried me because
What worried you?
if I was neutral,
You wouldn't get
I
it.
wouldn't get it.
So you weren't strong to being neutral then, or?
No, and I did a lot of Byron Katie work
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
I started studying her stuff like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I've done it for hours and hours. But now I realize that the moment you're neutral, like okay, I'm a millionaire, I'm not a millionaire, I'm poor, I'm not poor. Just correct everyone on the call, like so everyone's neutral to being rich, not rich, poor, not poor. They're successful and not successful. So not being successful was a weakness for most of the people on the call. Failure, not a failure. So that's a correction for everyone's spinal cord. If people are listening, don't feel it. It's worked. It's just their perception's not picked it up yet. But when you're neutral to money, then things like when you get a girlfriend.
Yep.
You go through a drought. You're single. You get a girlfriend. I heard you get married. You get the ring on your finger, and then it's loads of women come. It's when you don't care about something.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
So naturals in pickup, you speak to them, they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? All the naturals that I've ever known, you say, what were you think you did it? And they're like, I don't care. And
yeah, or did you say like I just did that? I don't know. I just
yeah, there's no weaknesses.
Yeah.
To so yeah, this is I study this as part of my hobby, so I love it. So I'm looking forward to coming over and working with some of the passion immersion guys.
Oh well. Yeah, me too. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, we both can. So double.
You're like a great team. One day I'm gonna pick you. I'm gonna sit down with you, and figure out exactly how your relationship works.
You can move in for a month.
But we have arguments and fights just like any other relationship. But I know most of the time it's going to be something to do with me. Even when I'm like so angry, I know that it's a story, so I just delete it. I delete all my emotions, delete my thinking, disentangle me from Sylvia, come back, and then I'll come over and say I'm sorry, or Sylvia says sorry. And so we're going to trigger each other because everyone reflects. What we don't like in another person is a mirror of what we have inside ourselves.
Yeah.
So the more work I do on myself, the more Sylvia changes. The more Sylvia does work on herself, the more I change. So, and when you have this kind of method and technology, you can work on your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your dad or your mom, without them knowing. But if you make yourself neutral to, like say your girlfriend pisses you off, she's annoying, well you just flip that around and look for the weakness. Am I annoying? Oof, there's a drop, so strengthen that. And strengthen, and then see what happens to the girlfriend. She'll change. She might buy you some chocolates.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're just changing the game. It's unbelievable.
Well, I think I've been looking for a long time, all right? So now that work this out, then I can share it with others, right? So
Yeah.
it's and it's quick. Like the course I'm teaching, I couldn't believe in the second class we started doing it. The guys were they were correcting each other's knee pain, like neck pain, and you heard the guy in America going, "Yeah, pain's gone." I was like, "Whoa, it's amazing!" Like in 1 hour, they're starting to delete each other's pain.
Huh.
So, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, I do personal training. I also through Skype, and when I had just started with the energy technique, one of my clients had knee pain, and then I just tried. I was like, as if I had like 3 guns in my hand, and like was just boom, 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 boom. I didn't really know what I was doing, and the pain disappeared. Wow! For the rest of the session, she had no knee pain. And then next session came back a little bit, and then we did just some like less jumps and stuff. And then when I went home, I told Rob, and he worked on her knee pain, and it never ever came back.
I worked on her mom, who was scared of leaving the house because
You worked on her mom.
I did, yeah. She was dizzy, like an elderly woman. She couldn't leave the house, and I worked on her email, and then 4 days
on my client's
on
email
her client's
that
email.
she had written about her mom.
And 4 days later, she was off to the seaside, off on a holiday. So it works on anything, and. But it's just
Let's take this to let's notch it up a bit. What about people who have like like real physical pain, like if they broke their leg, or if they had a stroke and they are paralyzed, or if
like really, like something's really serious has happened.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still, I'm working with people with cancer, physical pain. Well, I've worked with a guy who had a serious knee injury in football, and was told by the physio he'd be out 6 weeks, and 3 days later he played a game of football. So that kind of changed things in my way of seeing things. So the physio said he had actual structural damage to his knee. And 3 days later he played, and he forgot. Like I spoke to him like a couple of weeks later. He said, "Oh, how's your knee?" And he went, "What do you mean?" I said, "We worked on your knee. You went to the physio, do you remember?" He goes, "Oh yeah. Yeah, I played the game 3 days later. Yeah, it was amazing. Well done, Rob." So what?
Well done, Rob.
I had like a woman's hair was falling out, and that grew back.
What?
Say again. I missed it. What's that?
A woman's hair was falling off, and yeah.
And you grew it back.
Yeah, like Sylvia, you had.
Yeah, I had that a little bit in the last few months, and
Losing your hair,
yeah.
or just like yeah, all right.
Yeah, I never used to just like one hair in the shower. Okay,
Yeah.
it was normal, and then it started like after the summer now this year. It was just tons and tons of hair, and then after months it started really bothering me, and then I asked Rob to work on it, and it stopped.
So if someone's bone sticking out their leg, they need to have medical. They need to have medical treatment, and surgery is amazing, right? Medicine in emergency medicine is incredible.
Let's try. Break your leg.
Break your leg, and I'll see. But one of my clients has had his kidneys removed, so I need to make him strong to having no kidneys, right? And to be neutral, and also neutral that he dies because he has cancer.
Okay.
So I need to make him and I worked on him for an hour, and afterwards he said, I'm not worried anymore. I'm feeling really good. And so this was a guy who was kind of suicidal.
Okay.
The doctor said he's got 1 year to 7 years to live. Right? Yeah, which is like a death sentence. So I strengthened him, and he got back to me a week later. He said, "Rob, I feel like I'm getting stronger every day. Now, what could happen there? Will he die? I don't know. But if he gets stronger every day, what happens? You know, maybe he'll fight off the cancer. You know.
At least he's in peace.
Yeah, I mean he's happy, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, what more can you ask for? Right?
That's. Woo. Okay. How long have we? It's like, I think it's we need to wrap this up soon.
Do you need to wrap this up, guys?
And your cat is he looked at me again.
Yeah,
Black one.
he's not having you, mate. He likes boys. He's a boy and he likes boys. So he's checking you out, Morten. Testicles, no testicles. Did you see the cat do the stretch?
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Yeah, well, that wasn't relaxing stretch. Yeah, they both might do it now. So they tense up, right?
They're fitting on the table, all of them, both of them, and the food. All right.
He might do a stretch in a second. So they understand that their physical intelligence dictates that they need to tense their body up to balance that out.
Yeah.
But most people relax so much, and then their head, tense up the whole body. Don't pull,
No.
don't stretch, tense. Especially you, Morten, because you're very flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, tense up. And then after a while, your physical intelligence will become a habit. No, it'll just naturally hold the correct tension, and you know, you get some nice pops and clicks in your body, and you'll become much more animalistic.
Hey. Oh, that's not a normal cat. Looks like a small.
It's
looks
an
like
alien cat.
looks like a small puma. Yeah, it looks like an alien. Was it expensive?
Simba.
It was 50% off.
All right. Okay. A quick summary to sum this up. Like what? And to for people interested in the workshop, it's gonna be the 8th and the 9th of December here in Oslo. You're flying over, and what exactly are they getting there? Just to sum it up.
Well, they're going to be given. They will leave the weekend knowing how to be able to delete their pain for the rest of their life. So they will never suffer from pain again, right?
Why, if they do, they know how to correct it.
If say something happens and they hurt their neck or their back or something, they can delete it themselves.
Or emotional.
Psychological,
mental.
So that's just physical pain, and then they'll know how to delete emotional worrying, anxiety, any fears. They will be able to go away and will not suffer from that again.
Blockages in any area of their
Blockages in
life.
finance, relationships, fitness, health, aging. Like I do advanced stuff like anti-aging, reverse aging, but they'll come away with being able to, literally a toolkit, and that's it for life. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's a little bit of theory, but a lot of practice where they can work on themselves, on others. Just
That's how you learn, right? By doing.
Yeah, and we'll both be working on everyone. You know, I'll be working on everyone, and I'll be able to have one-on-one time with everyone, and they'll, their biggest issue will, if only for that, will get deleted.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's like 5 people or 100 people. If they have a weakness or something, they get the correction done. It's not that they think like if there are 100 people, it's too many, I'm not going to get anything out of that.
Yeah, that's
going to get corrected.
Yeah, that's a good point. So let's say there's 50 people there.
Yeah.
Every time people are getting corrected, say someone over there is getting corrected, I will get that correction as well. So it's 2 days of full. You will walk through the door and you will come out completely improved. Like, I know that's just words, but I spend 1 hour with someone, they're not the same person at the end of it. So and their life changes, right? So that's why
and I totally vouched for this. I mean, I haven't been this excited for a workshop in a long time.
Me neither.
And that's coming from a guy who's done a lot of workshop, and including the summit, which I am so amped about every year. But this is exciting stuff, and I can vouch for that you fixed my knees. I can vouch for that I have no worries in terms of money anymore. I can, like, all the people who came up to me during the workshop, because a lot of them came to me because, like, they talked to me about the summit, and I asked them, so what do you think about the speakers? What happened? Did you have any cool breakthroughs? And like 70% of them started talking about Rob and how you changed them in a way very quickly, and yeah, so I totally vouch for it, and I know you do as well.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain. I just left with without my problems, basically. Yeah, and after the summit, maybe it was a defining factor, maybe it was a small factor, but I actually have started my career as a coach, and
Cool.
I'm living off my passion finally. And it was a dream I have dreamt for so fucking long, and now it's come to reality. So I guess I have to say thank you.
With the bit, you know, with that type of thing, I worked on a girl from Norway a week and a half ago, and she emailed me a couple of days ago, and she said, like, she's not the same person. But what was cool, she said, and she said my boss is promoting me, and she said I don't know if that's from the session, but I don't know either.
Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of cool.
Very cool. And for guys, just like we said, if you feel that this is too good to be true, come test it out. We do work with the money back guarantee, as we always do. If you need like a payment plan, just email me, mortenhaugumhake@gmail.com, or send me a message on Facebook. And assuming that after the summit and your popularity, both of you were very popular at the summit, I assume that you that this workshop is there's gonna be a high demand. But for those of you listening in right now, you can get a discount if you go into what's the site, Knut?
None?
No?
Like right now, because we always want to reward people who take fast action, speed of implementation.
That's how leaders are made.
You see,
The link for the page that I want you to go to is in there. So robbrinded.eventbrite.com. robbrinded.eventbrite.com, right? Sure.
Go into that page, and do they need to enter a code?
If you enter a code,
Enter the code name
Hakeslepp,
Hakeslepp.
Testicles.
No, don't do that. It'll be twice as expensive. If you put in testicle, it'll be twice the price.
Yeah,
If you
no.
put in Hakeslepp, you will get 1,000 kroners off. Only within the next 24 hours. All right. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and it's gonna be amazing. And thanks to you guys. Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you very much. It was
I mean-
learned so much. Had a blast. Sylvia, finally I got to say hello to you.
Yeah.
You two are the best.
Woo! Do we get it?
And I'm still like, I feel like a kid at first day in school. I'm really looking forward to learning this and to seeing the results, and to having this weekend with you guys. I'm looking forward to you getting over here.
Cool, and thanks to Nut.
He can't hear you. He's concentrated. He's in his own world now.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.